This happened to my brother one weekend while fishing in East Texas. He had a favorite spot that was off the bank of the Trinity River in Crockett, Texas back in the 1970s. The weekend getaway spot he would frequent was near a dam where the Trinity River was very wide and the water was slow moving. There was a little peninsula that went out about 12 feet from the bank that had a drop-off of about 5 foot to the water's edge. The place was a regular visit with my brother, who had never brought anything home other than his catch for supper and maybe a few bragging rights to his friends about the big one he landed that day. This particular time, though, would be different from all of the others and change his decision on where he chose to recreational fish from that day on. In his own words, here's what happened back in 1979. I was just fishing on the little peninsula, like I always did because it was a good spot for bass. The water was about 5 foot down from the edge of the bank of where I was standing. The water was calm and slow moving. I never knew how deep the water may have been there. All of a sudden, there was a very large swirl in the water, and up came a creature I was not prepared to lay my eyes on. It rose completely straight out of the water to a height of about 10 foot, so much that it was even with the top of my head. I saw its left side. It was completely black, and the width of the body was the diameter of a 30-gallon oil barrel. The eye was as large as a coffee cup saucer. The mouth it had was approximately 4 foot long and with many sharp pointed teeth, like that of a pike or gar, and were at least 4 inches in length. It looked exactly like what is depicted as the Ichthyosaurus that you see in magazines and books and such. I never saw a fin or any other appendage it may have had, as they must have been down below the surface. I just stood there, frozen in shock, until I realized it was looking directly at me. It was only about 8 feet away and could have easily reached over to grab me up, like I was an easy pickings for a meal and that I was on the menu. I just slowly started backing up, away from the edge of the little peninsula and the water's edge, toward my truck. After some paces back, making distance between the creature and I, it just slipped straight down back into the water. I got out of there, never went back to that spot again. I did not know things could get that big in fresh water. I will never forget how it looked or how it was staring right at me. I can only wonder if anyone else has ever witnessed this large freshwater monster that is probably still in the Trinity River back in Crockett, Texas. I even wonder how old it could have been. Are there any other accounts like this from freshwater rivers in America? It would be interesting to hear from anyone who has had a similar experience to my brother's. Thanks for watching.